Hello, gents, and welcome to the premiere episode of Juice's Jabs. Today's show is all about the kickoff of the 2015 fantasy football season. A little later on, I have an exclusive sit-down interview with our co-commissioners Dylan Stevens and Tom Dunaway. But before I get to that, let's get things started off with this week's Jabs. The first jab of 2015 goes to Mr. Skittles himself, Brian Zalinga. Over the past few weeks, you have been desperately trying to improve your stock of draft picks by posing offers that, quite frankly, weren't logical. We respect the team you compiled last year, but this is a new year and a new game. Instead of panicking and jumping off the ship before it sets sail, at least let your boat touch the water before you decide to trade it in, Brian. Juice's word to describe you? Desperate. Our pro jab of the week goes to Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. Russell has been in the news non-stop during the offseason, from discussions of contracts to abstinence. Wilson is the only image you see when you try to Google NFL. Russell has went on record saying that he wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL, a far cry from the guy who was lucky to make it onto the team just 3 years ago. Sure, we get that you want to get paid because you were a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but dude, last time I checked, you literally just cost your team a Super Bowl for throwing a pick on the goal line. Instead of focusing on how much money you're going to make, how about you focus on making love to your incredibly hot girlfriend Sierra before she leaves you for a teammate like your ex-wife did? Juice's word to describe you? Salty. Our final jab of the week goes to league member Chris. Many people view your keepers as the strongest set of three musketeers in the Creek League. Sure, you have one of the best quarterbacks, a top-tier running back, and a young receiver who has finally stepped out of the Marshall shadow. But I, for one, believe it's all smoke and mirrors. To quote Mr. Stark, "What you have, my friend, is an Acme Dynamite kit that's going to blow up in your face." You're probably feeling like you have the 2015 title in your hands, but I'm here to tell you that the reality is you're Jason Pierre-Paul holding a bottle rocket, and sooner or later it's going to go off, and the only difference you will see is you'll be missing a finger. Juice's word to describe you? Hype machine. Well, that's it for this week's Jabs. Now let's get to my sit-down interview with Tom and Dylan, the co-commissioners of the Creek Fantasy League. Hello, guys, and welcome to Juice's Jabs. For the exciting first episode, I thought it would be nice for everybody to get a little sit-down time with the commissioners, co-commissioners, my apologies. So before we get started, since we do have a couple new people in the group this year, I'd like for you guys to introduce yourselves and possibly even say your team name. So let's start on this side with you.
Okay, if you don't know me, you're an idiot, and you should. My name's Tom, and currently my team is unnamed, but last year I was you down with ODB.
My name is Dylan Stevens. I am the 2013 league champion, and I am the current owner of Gotta Catch Jamal.
Hey, I'm excited. We got 2 new people this year. It's going to be great. Last year was awesome. Everyone participated except for Devin and Kyle, and we're hoping to continue that on in this lovely tradition that we have. That is.
Okay, great, Tom. Yeah, Dylan.
Just like every year, fantasy football is such a huge deal, and like he said, we got 2 newcomers in the league. It's the first time for this league, expanding to 12 people. It should be fun.
Hold on, Dylan. By the way, welcome to the 2 new people. Good luck. Continue.
Been an off-season full of crazy moves in the NFL. Tom, your biggest player last year, LaShawn McCoy. He's been moved to a different team. Dylan, you're doing stuff. So, with all the off-season moves, is there anyone that you guys are specifically paying attention to see how it plays out this year?
Are you asking me for insider tips?
I'm asking for, in the NFL, is there one situation that you think would be the one to watch?
Like in the league or in the NFL?
In the NFL.
Okay. One that sticks out to me is definitely the running back situation going on in Dallas between Joseph Randle and Darren McFadden. Jerry Jones went out and got Darren McFadden, but Joseph Randle showed some promise last year, so I'm not sure who's going to be the running back on that team.
That's really good. He actually took mine, but the same thing can be said for Oakland. Tavius Murray, Trent Richardson, who knows? I guess we'll find out.
Now, Dylan, I'd like to, really try to kick into some hard-hitting questions now. So I'd like to start off with you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So, Dylan, have you ever been to prison?
No, I cannot say I have.
Really? It's surprising. True or false, you have been accused of trade rape for the last
Yes,
4
that's-
years.
I was hoping that you would touch on this subject. Usually when you think of Dylan Stevens and fantasy football, you think trade rape, and that's been a popular phrase / term around me for quite a while. But let me...
So are you indeed a raper?
No, I am not indeed a raper. But although that might be the case, I will rape you in matchups. Not trades.
Now, along the subject of rape, I have heard that you are very high on a new rookie quarterback, Jameis Winston, who also has a history of rape. Is that true?
Yeah. There is
So, are you going to fill your team with rapers, or just keep one?
You know, it depends. If another raper starts rising on the boards, I might give him a look.
Okay.
But right now, it's just Jameis.
Okay, so Dylan, I can tell you're getting kind of heated in this discussion. I know that.
I'm chill as a cucumber.
I know that when people accuse you of things time after time, it really gets on your nerves. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that you intend to keep on raping, correct?
Raping, yes. Raping is good.
Okay. So Mr. Tom, if you could go back for the last 4 years and name off the winners, would you do that for us, please?
If I can remember, yes, I would most certainly like to do that. Well, you're looking at the most recent champion, and then there was our co-commissioner, and before that, there was a lady by the name of Courtney Williams who won, and Aaron Williams has also taken the crown, I believe.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the last 2 champions are co-commissioners, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Now, there's been rumblings in the league that you have had a hand to play in the last 3 champions. Do you have any comments about that?
Oh, I have 2 hands on my body, and I did win. So,
We can tell that you're trying to skate around the question, sir, so allow us to phrase it differently. A certain former commissioner of the Fantasy Football League spoke to us recently and informed us that he, in fact, led an investigation into champion Courtney Williams that we discussed earlier. Through this discussion, they determined that you did indeed fix the championship so that she could win. Now, I understand your relationship with the person at that time was a little sensitive for us to talk about, so we're not going to go that route. But as far as fixing the league, Tom, what do you have to say?
well, I mean, I'm no Pete Rose by any means. It has been noted on many occasions that, yes, she did indeed use my cheat sheet for the draft. However, I would like to make it public now that I do not like the New Orleans Saints, first off, and that was 90% of her team. So you can make whatever you want out of that, I suppose.
Okay.
And I was also 4-7 that year, so
Right, because your effort was put into her team, correct?
yes.
Okay, just making sure. Now, true or false, Tom, this year we have a new championship to play for, correct?
We do have a new championship to play for.
Now, that's currently at your home, correct?
It is nestled tightly on top of my bookshelf, yes.
Is that a championship that you're prepared to lose?
I'm not going to relinquish this championship.
Okay, good. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll catch up with you later on, halfway through the season, to get an idea as to how the season's going, where it's going to go, how bad everyone's losing compared to you guys since you cheat, just whatever. So if you guys have anything else, just be sure to post on the message board, and we wish you guys the best of luck.
All right, yeah, fuck Kyle.
That does it for this episode of Juice's Jabs. Episode 2 will be coming your way the night before the 2015 Fantasy Football Draft. I leave you tonight with a very, very simple question. Milkshakes?